I'm in the south of France now, and approaching a town or a city called Colmar. And yeah, I'm getting pretty close now to Switzerland. Probably about just under 200 kilometers off the border with Switzerland. So I think I'll probably be there sometime tomorrow afternoon, which is pretty exciting because it's a country I've been looking forward to for quite a while. Like, I'd say probably at least a year, and definitely since starting this trip in Norway. So yeah, that'll be pretty awesome, and that will be country number uh, 8 or 9, I think, of this trip, which is just incredible. I think that I've managed to cross so many countries on a bike in just over 6 weeks now. So yeah, pretty excited for that. Honestly, I'm pretty excited, and it will be a really great respite because it's still been really hot the last couple of days. Although today it has been a bit cooler because there's been some more cloud cover. So I'm hoping once I get up into the mountains a bit, it will start cooling down, and I'll be able to yeah, enjoy the mountains and the cooler weather. So yeah, I stayed with Bastian last night, who is a friend of mine, who I've mentioned several times now, and he welcomed me into his little flat, and we kind of hit it off straight away. Like, as soon as I got in and sat down, we just started talking about all of his adventures motorcycling. So he's done a lot of motorcycling around Europe, and his kind of first big trip was a solo motorbike trip from France up to the North Cape in Norway. So he's a bit of he's got a bit of a thing for Norway, and me too, I think, after my trip there a couple of weeks ago. So we chatted quite a lot about Norway, and he actually has just come back from another trip to Norway with his girlfriend, which was a bit of a road trip this time. So we might have actually been in Norway at the same time, actually, because we both experienced the torrential rain, which apparently was caused by what Bastian is calling the Hans storm, which apparently is a big weather pattern that happened this year, which I wasn't even aware of. That's what it was called, but apparently it was quite an unusual amount of rain for Norway and a few other countries in that region. So yeah, got kind of unlucky with that one. I guess a pretty bad time to be cycling, but at least it wasn't just me suffering. There was others in the same boat who kind of struggled. But yeah, still, funnily enough, like I think back to it, and it was really hard at the time, but it was just incredible as well. And I really do find myself thinking often about Norway, actually. And so yeah, yesterday was I recorded that video yesterday in the afternoon as I was kind of leaving Strasbourg, and then I followed the canal, which was a very well known and quite picturesque route that everyone was recommending me to follow to get to I forget the name of the town where Bastian lives, but to get to that place. It's a really nice route along a canal, which was really beautiful, and it was nice. There was a bit of shade, so I wasn't in the sun, like I have been following the canal the last couple of the last week or so, between Belgium and France and Germany. And yeah, it was quite good, but yeah, it was still pretty hot, and when I arrived at Bastian's place around 5 o'clock, I was pretty cooked. Even though it was only about 30 kilometers or so from Strasbourg, it was still enough to really yeah, cook me. So I was glad to get to Bastian's place and just sit down for a bit, have some iced tea, and we had a really good chat, as I said, and then we ended up going up to this little monastery on the top of a mountain, which was pretty close to where Bastian was living. And that was just stunning, actually. There's this little monastery. It's still in use. So there were people praying and doing a bit of a church mass, or whatever you call it, in the halls. And it was nice and cool up there. There wasn't many people because it was I guess it was a Wednesday night. And we just kind of wandered around the monastery and had an awesome view over the city, and we could even see the cathedral from Strasbourg from the top of that mountain, which was really cool because I had just been there earlier that day. And so I really enjoyed it, but I was feeling quite tired and dehydrated, and I started to get a little bit of a headache at this point, so my energy was kind of waning. I tried to still be good company to Bastian because he was making a big effort to host me and show me around. So we continued and we went back down into town, and I hung up all my washing that I did. So thanks for letting me use your washing machine, Bastian. And then we ended up walking into town, and there was actually a folk festival on in town, which neither of us were too keen to get involved in the dancing and stuff. But we ended up sitting at one of Bastian's favorite bars and had a few of the local beers, and then we had a local kind of pizza thing that they do in France, or particularly in the south of France. So I've been asking people that have been hosting me to kind of show me kind of local things and local food. We managed to get some I guess vegetarian French pizza, which was really interesting and nice, and the cheese was really good. So the French, they do the cheese quite well. They know how to do that. And we had a nice dinner and a nice chat, and honestly we would have talked for probably 5 or 6 hours last night, which was really cool because Bastian doesn't speak English very much, so I really appreciated him making the effort to speak English with me, and we obviously had a lot in common, and just attitudes towards life and traveling and kind of adventuring. So it was really cool to meet, I guess, kind of not a kindred spirit, but someone with similar interests, I guess. And it was really cool that I was able to stay with him, basically based on a conversation I had with Eric, who I only met briefly in Alice Springs, and somehow he managed to hook me up with a friend on the other side of the world. So it's pretty awesome how serendipity works sometimes. Bastian's house in Obernai, I remember the town he was living in now, was pretty much exactly en route. I only had to go about 20 meters down the road from where I was riding to get to him, so it was actually pretty much perfect. And it had a walk back to his place, and kept talking about archaeology because he's an archaeologist, and different cultures in France and Australia and Europe, and just really good conversations. Actually, it was really cool. And one more thing is that the little French villages here are just incredible. Like the little cobblestones and the old French European style buildings, and buddy fortress walls and towers and turrets and crap everywhere. It's pretty cool. That's just the middle of town, and people here just don't even give it a second look when they're living in the middle of an ancient fortress. I think it's pretty awesome. This is the kind of stuff we just don't have in Australia, but it's everywhere here, and it's been quite cool the last couple of days riding through these little like French villages, through vineyards and cobblestones and old fortress walls and stuff. So that's been quite cool. And it's getting pretty late in the day now. It's about 2:30 and the sun's still pretty high in the sky. I'm heading probably another 50 k's or so today south. I'll get kind of near the border of Switzerland to a place called Mulhouse. Probably won't quite get there, but I'll get close to there. I've contacted a few people for hosting me tonight from Warm Showers, but it's probably a bit too late. I'd be pretty surprised if they agreed to host me at this short notice. And to be honest, like the last couple of nights, I've stayed with people, and I'm actually kind of feeling like I might want to just camp tonight so I can have a bit of an evening to myself. So I think I might just do that, to be honest, and I'm kind of looking forward to sleeping in the tent again. So yeah, I'll continue on today, and I'll let you know tomorrow what I'm up to. So thanks for listening.